And so I think it's important that you understand the clinical trial process. I'm not saying that the pill is bad. I just want you to think about how to make health decisions for yourself. You want to be especially vigilant, especially staying on top of it. Once I got the information I needed, I started to move in that direction about how to make health decisions for yourself.
In your mind, what would you say to brothers that's not vaccinated or just people in general?
I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100, because that's what we do. Hey, welcome to Keeping It 100, where we have these open and honest conversations to make sure you have the information you need to make good health decisions. I am your host, Dr. Kristin Motley. As always, we are joined by the street practitioner himself, Georgie Mink Jr.
What's going on, Doc? I made it.
G made it. He made it through the grace of God. He has made it another day. Also want to remind y'all that Dr. Tyan Thomas is in the chat, holding it down in the background for us. Make sure we fact checking and giving you articles and information you need to get any questions answered that come up. Put them in the chat. Give yourself a shout out. Give us a shout out. Just let us know y'all watching, and we are going to have fun today. We always have fun, so that ain't gonna change. That ain't gonna change. G, what you been up to?
Just a little stuff, family stuff.
I know things been busy.
Yeah, but I do have to admit something, Doc. I had to miss my appointment on Monday.
I know you did. And I thought about you on Monday, and I said, George is not going to be able to go to his doctor's appointment. I'm going to see if George called over to that health center and got his appointment changed. Now, did you get your appointment changed?
I did not do that. And I'm mad because I had a chance to do it because they reach out, before you go in.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to change it. And I'm back on the list. I'll probably be there by April.
They are going to kick you off of their roster.
They might. I might need your help on this, Doc. You might have to.
I don't know if I can, G, I done called over there for you a couple times. You go ahead on people looking at me like, listen, we did all these favors. But I think Monday's situation was an extenuating circumstance that they could forgive. So I'll make sure you get your appointment back in, but you have to get back in there.
Okay.
You have been out of medication. You need to get your numbers checked.
Right.
This is not, so I think I'm gonna give you tomorrow. By the end of the day tomorrow, you need to call over there and get your appointment rescheduled. That's important.
Okay, copy, Doc.
Thank you. So I had a doctor's appointment for Noah this week. He was in the hospital with asthma a few weeks ago, so I went to his follow-up, and he went in and he got his flu and his COVID vaccine on Monday.
Wow.
And so he was not happy, poor little boy. That's my 4-year-old son. He wasn't happy, but for me, because he has asthma, it was just incredibly important to make sure he is getting, those 2 important vaccines, because the last thing I want to happen is for him to get the flu or him to get COVID and be sitting up in the hospital, sick to death from a disease that has a vaccine. And then I'm sitting up here looking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, nope, he's going to get these vaccines. We're going to make sure he's protected. And so I feel good about that. And he did fine. Mm-hmm. He got one in one arm, the other in the other arm, and all is well. And I have peace of mind to know that he can get at least through this season.
And he probably still mad at you, but it's fine.
He probably is. He was like, I don't like the doctors. So now he got this thing against doctors. I got to pull him out of that. But he gonna be all right. Now, me, I still don't got my COVID shot, but I'm a work in progress.
Right.
I don't have asthma. I'm gonna get it. I just don't have it yet. I'm gonna do it at the conference probably. How about you, Jay?
Yeah, we're gonna do it together, Doc. We're gonna be twins. Let's do it.
All right, let's do flu and COVID, right?
Yeah, both.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Yo, remember how I was talking about you can't believe things you read on the internet?
Yes.
So I have read an article that Bud from the Cosby Show had breast cancer. It was on blackdoctors.org. Mm-hmm. So I made this cute post about, man, check yourself for breast cancer because Bud had it. If he can have it, anybody can have it. Here go the signs. And I tagged Bud trying to be real cute. And he commented that he never had breast cancer.
Wow.
I was was like, oh my
For
God.
real, bud.
I had sent him a message like, I am so sorry. I read it on blackdoctors.org. Here go the link to the article. I felt so bad, but this is another thing. Like, you cannot believe everything you read on the internet.
Sorry,
you got to fact check. You got to go to multiple sources. So I just did a Google search after I saw that. I said, let me see if he just playing with me. Nobody else had that story except for blackdoctors.org. I'm like, yo. So anyway, y'all be careful what you're reading and what you believe in. And you got to make sure that what you're reading is really true and accurate. Because I felt bad and I felt stupid. Because I talk about, like, I teach that. And so.
And we put it all on the airwaves, you know, put this man business and it's fake news.
It's fake news.
Sorry, but
man,
the doc know better than that.
I had to back that all the way up. I felt so bad. But we got an event coming up next weekend.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. We have an amazing speaker lineup. I'm talking Black excellence like you've never seen it before. I'm really proud of all the speakers that are coming in. They are sharing everything that they know about all things health and wellness. It's time to get our lives together as a community. And we're going to restart at this year's Health Review Conference. And I'm really, really excited about our keynote, Freeway. He's here to talk to us a little bit about his story today. We're going to get a little sneak peek in the circle. We're going to hear the whole thing at the conference. But we're going to do a little taste test. Today. So last fun. In terms of a little COVID update about, I was reading an article that I had fact checked because clearly I can't just read one article and think that it's real anymore. About 1,200 people in the U.S. each week are still dying of COVID. Now the good thing, I mean, it's not good, but the thing is, most of them are older adults. So people, make sure you are talking to your parents and your grandparents, anyone 65 and older. We have to make sure our older adults are protected against flu and COVID because they are at such a high risk of dying and being in the hospital from a disease that has a vaccine. So I know everyone's like tired of, hearing about COVID, but it's killing 1,200 people, 1,200 funerals a week from COVID. That is a lot, especially considering the fact that there's a vaccine. What you think about that, G?
I just think, we got to take our time and do our research, but I also know we got to get on our job, Doc. Like you say, we real on here. So even you taking your time, but we wait for the numbers to increase and see to make sure. But I'm pretty confident in it, though. It's just the world we live in now. We got to accept it.
Yeah. I feel pretty good about it too. It's been out for 3 years. Now, there are some people that don't want to switch between the two. And I was like that at first. At first, I got all Pfizer doses. I was just trying to stick with Pfizer. So if something went wrong, I could blame Pfizer for everything. But the studies have shown that if you switch between the two vaccines, you actually get better protection. So for people that are concerned about getting one or the other, you don't have to stick with one. You can switch between them and you may end up getting better protection anyway. So I'm probably going to get the Moderna just because of that.
Right. Okay.
How about you, G? What you going to do?
I feel comfortable. Like you said, I was sticking to one. I had my own little theories about it, but now it's just, I feel like, they approved them. So, they effective and they pretty much all probably the same anyway.
Yeah, they are. And if you haven't gotten one dose yet, it's not too late to catch up. You can go to any local pharmacy or your health department or community health clinic and get one dose of the COVID vaccine. And that's all the protection that you need right now. So it's not too late to catch up. Real quick, I want to talk about Dollar General and how they got sued by a group of employees. They had hired some folks and then they had them do some health screenings and they tried to fire the ones that had like high blood pressure, poor vision, and other poor health indicators. And I can see the business case for that. I just felt some type of way about it. But how you feel about it? What do you think about something like that?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I mean, when you have those things, you take off work. You know, you have to take off work a lot, and you know, on any given day, you could get fatigue or you know, something could go wrong health wise, and they have to honor it. So I guess they like, look, if we can screen folks, you know, before, you know, we know that they already had these things or these, you know, diseases or whatever the case may be, then, you know, it'll keep our workload up. You know, they got a high, you know, a turnover rate. Because I did some homework on it as well. They got a high turnover rate, and a lot of employees that, you know, come from some of those diseases were a part of it.
If you ever hiring, I am not applying.
No, I didn't say I would do that. I don't agree with it.
You no, I ain't working for you. I
No,
need all my sick time. I'm using all my sick days.
I understand why they trying it. Put it that way. I'm not agreeing with it.
Okay.
I think it's like, you know, it's like, come on now. I think
you need to consider, you know, the population. So when we look at who has the higher risk of having high blood pressure and diabetes, that leads to poor vision and other complications, it's us a lot of times. And so now you're putting us at a further disadvantage when we, you know, potentially keeping us from having insurance through work to take care of these conditions, while we are, you know, still contributing to the greatness of your company, because, you know, we show up and we work hard when we're there. Like we're working through the things.
Okay, sister, go for it.
So, you know, it's just not ethical to do this, you know, to let people go or try to let people go because of their health conditions.
Yeah, that's totally biased and like it's totally prejudiced. And I'm not for it. I gave you devil's advocate.
I was teasing you.
And like a lot of those places are in our community. So go figure.
Exactly.
So we the highest folks that's going to, you know, have these diseases, and that means we can't be hired in our own neighborhood. So
nope.
Yeah.
But we are very, very fortunate today to have on a young man, platinum, founding, doing his thing in these streets and in these studios and in these neighborhoods, which is the most important of it all. Freeway is with us today. He is the keynote speaker at the Healthier You Conference, and we are really, really excited to have him with us. I think he was on, but he might have dropped off. Let me see. His phone might have died. I don't know.
Right.
No, there you go.
I'm right here.
What's up, Freezer?
How everybody doing?
Hey, Freeway.
What's going on, good brother?
I'm chilling, man. Listening to y'all, man. Getting some
Thanks for being on.
Pointers.
So, how you feel about Dollar General?
I think they out of pocket. That's completely out of pocket. Like, how you gonna do that to people, man? That's half the community right there. So,
it definitely is. For you, so as a person who is living with high blood pressure and with diabetes, I just kind of want to start from the beginning of that. I know we had talked a little bit about you being overseas initially when you were having some symptoms. But I wanted to know, when you found out that you had those diseases, where were you, and like, how did you feel when you heard the
Well, when I got back from Saudi Arabia, I went to the doctors because I was like coughing and it was like kind of uncontrollable. So when I went to the doctors, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes. And immediately I took it serious. You know, I started taking medicine. I was on insulin. I was on insulin for like 6 months. I started working out. I started eating right. I got off the insulin. Then I was just taking medicine for the diabetes and the medicine for the high blood pressure. It was so serious. Like Beans, you know, my brother Beans, Beanie Siegel, that's in the group with me. He had diabetes and high blood pressure too. So, like, when I was diagnosed, I would pull up on him, even eating the cheesesteak. I'm like, what you doing? We can't eat cheesesteaks.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like, man, free. He looking at me like, man, free, man. If you don't chill out. And then, probably like 12, 13 months later, maybe I might have split a cheesesteak with him. Like, you know, I was still taking my medicine. But I was slacking on food and started going back to some of my old patterns. And I feel like that's one of the things that led me towards kidney failure. You know, not taking it serious, thinking just because I'm taking my medicine, I don't got to do nothing else. And I got friends like that to this day. Like, I got friends that eat a bunch of sugar and stuff and then take the insulin. And I'll be telling them, like, that is not for that. Like, you know, you can't do that. Like, you know, the insulin is to protect you, but you can't use it as soon as you finish eating a bunch of sugar, you're going to take insulin. Like, you're never going to get better. You're never going to, you know, progress.
All right, Dr. Freeway over there.
You're schooling out there.
That's the truth. That is the absolute truth. It is about changing your lifestyle and just how you saw it. So you were diagnosed, you immediately changed habits, you started exercising, you started eating differently, and you saw how you came off that medication. And we say that to patients all the time. You do not have to be on this medication for the rest of your life, but you got to make some changes if you want to get off of it. And
in the beginning, you know how crazy it was to be a rap star and have to take a bunch of medicine. Even when that was one of the things that I feared with getting a transplant, that I was going to have to take medicine for the rest of my life. And once I got my transplant, they gave me a book bag full of medicine and a folder, a binder of how to take it.
Wow.
It was
forever.
Yeah. You know, and alhamdulillah, some of the pills slacked off and like some of the doses got lower as time passed.
That's
you know,
good.
My labs, you know, continue to be good and everything, but it's still a lot.
It is.
You know, and it's a big responsibility that you have to be on top of. Like,
how do you manage it all?
One time I went to Vegas and forgot my medicine. And I had to like go to the pharmacy. I was like freaking out. I had to like go to the pharmacy and get them to give me everything, like a little dose of everything. Like, you know, you really have to be proactive.
And it takes a lot of discipline. So the discipline thing, to redirect your lifestyle, especially for us, Free.
Yeah,
you know, we stubborn, bro. Like you said, beans out there. That's how we move, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And
for
it's
us, for us, we don't even want to go to the doctor. Like, you know how long it took me to go to the doctor. Like, as being an African American male, we feel like we can overcome anything because of the things that we've been through. You know, just growing up in our neighborhoods and our environment. So a lot of times when we don't feel well, we feel like, oh, we could take a nap, we could drink some ginger ale, or we could do these things, and it's going to make us
ginger ale.
That's my favorite remedy too.
Robitussin, you know, but ultimately the best thing for us is to keep up with our routine physicals and make sure we get that blood work done at least once a year.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's major.
Preach.
That blood work is the only thing that can really let you know what's going on in your body. You know, so that's important to keep up with that. That's something that I preach everywhere I go, to keep up with that blood work.
You talking doc language now, Free.
That's I mean, we Dr. Freeway on here now.
Right.
But so how do you keep up with it all? Like with all the travel you going, the hustle and bustle here and there, how do you keep up with it?
Oh, I got it down packed now, but the main reason why I keep up with it is because I want to live. Like, you know, like I said in the beginning, I was worried about it, but it's nothing now. Like, it's second nature. Like, you know, everywhere I go, I take a week worth of medicine with me because I never know where I'm going to end up, where I'm going to be traveling.
That's good.
You know,
that's great.
Places. So every time you see me, I got at least a week worth of medicine with me, and I'm prepared for whatever I got to do.
And it's working, Free. I mean, you look good, boy.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Like, you look good, man. Seriously, it's working. And you inspiring me. I mean, I get it from all over. My wife, the doc.
Yeah.
But it's like, just hearing another brother, it's on a different vibe. No disrespect, doc. But
all this preaching.
I know, though, so it's just
we
like,
we got to live, bro. We got to be here, bro. So, you know, we got to take the proper steps to protect ourselves.
Right.
Like, we get these fancy cars and, like, you know, and we take care of them.
Of course.
It's sunny outside. We running to get our car washed. We making sure the outside is beautiful, but we have to take care of the inside. We have to take care of our bodies and make sure that we're able to function. You know.
Wow.
Here, at my worst point, like when I was in dialysis, and I was in my worst point, I probably was like 147 pounds, and I felt horrible.
Wow.
I would trade everything that I earned just to be healthy.
Wow. Wow, that's saying a lot, bro. Wow.
Yeah, bro, I start over. I start from the basement just to be healthy again, you know?
Wow. And I remember them days, boy. For real.
Health is wealth, man. Health is wealth.
Absolutely is. So, you're about 45, Freeway?
Yep.
And 45 is a pivotal year in health screenings. Now I'm going to quiz you because you're talking all this doctor talk. I'm going to see how much you really know. 45 is a pivotal year for a specific health screening. And I'm wondering if
colonoscopy.
Yes, your colonoscopy. Did you have it done yet, or is it scheduled?
Yep, I got it done already.
Oh,
so you killing me, bro.
I actually, when I first, I got it done twice because when I first was feeling bad and I didn't know what was going on before I got blood work done, I got a colonoscopy because I felt like it was something from my stomach or something was going on the inside, like, you know what I'm saying? So.
Wow. I'm glad you got that done. We did a couple shows talking about colon cancer and how preventable it is. And it can only be prevented if you get your colonoscopy. So people, if you are 45 years and you have not gotten a colonoscopy, you're behind. And so please reach out to a healthcare provider to get that scheduled and done. Because it could literally, it will save your life. It absolutely will, but it can't if you don't get it done. I want to give a shout out real quick to Umpa Abdul. He is in the chat showing us some love.
What's going on?
He check in every now and then with us. We appreciate that. So thanks for checking in. All right, I got another pop quiz. There was a screening, a cancer screening that Black men should get at 40 to 45, depending on your risk. And I'm wondering if you got this one done. It's specifically for men.
What's that? The down there?
Y'all act so funny when it comes to prostate. I just don't understand.
I haven't gotten it done yet. But
I'm surprised to hear that. I'm surprised. I must say, because you was on the roll.
Yeah, you killing me, Free.
No, I'm gonna get it done. Being as though I take some of the medicines that I take could cause cancer, so I get screened every year for like skin cancer and certain different things. Like if I get like any blemishes on my skin or anything, I gotta go straight down there to get checked. And, I mean, I haven't been naked that many times in my life.
Right.
When I get screened for that, I gotta get butt naked. They look at everything.
Oh my gosh, y'all killing me.
Yo, that's why we're gonna talk at the conference, bro. See, you gotta help us. Like we gotta pull each other in, man.
Yeah,
listen. So the good news for prostate cancer screenings, you don't have to do the digital rectal screening, which is through the rectum anymore. They have they are now recommending the blood test as a part of the screening tool, so you don't have to get that exam done. I'm just so shocked that men, and specifically the Black men that I've been talking to about it recently, it's like a thing for y'all. Like, I ain't doing it because I don't want nobody to put my finger, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know that it was a thing. I'm surprised.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't want fingers near. So
nah, you have to be a black male. It's
I guess I won't get it. I mean, we gotta have human beings. A whole human being life comes out of our genitalia.
Yeah.
And we get fingers and all kind of stuff all up in our bodies. And y'all are like killing me. I don't even get it. I don't get it.
I mean, after a lot of the things that I've been through, I'm definitely going to get it done. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not too comfortable, but it's definitely necessary.
Right, it is.
Like I said, with some of the screenings that I be getting, I be butt naked. Like, I'm cool with it now. Like, what else can I do?
Right. And you'll do anything to keep the health going straight and staying on point and living.
Look at it like it's a part of my journey, and certain steps that I got to take, and certain things that I got to do to stay healthy and to stay on top of what's going on with my body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Did you get the COVID vaccine, Freeway?
Yeah, I got the first one.
Oh, so you out of date?
Yeah, but I had to. They suggested that we got it. As soon as it came out, my chart was going crazy, and they were suggesting that I got it, from the place where I got a transplant at.
Oh, wow.
So, in case you didn't know, in case someone didn't tell you, a new version of the COVID vaccine came out in September. It is recommended that 6 months and older get it. We are going to be offering flu and COVID vaccines at the conference. Because of your immune status, because of the transplant, you have a high, and I know you know this, you have a higher risk
Most
of
definitely.
getting, infection and sick. And so it is my recommendation that you get the COVID vaccine whenever it's convenient for you. I wouldn't put it off, especially with the holidays coming up. I mean, you're always moving, but even more with holidays and just being around a bunch of people, I recommend you get the COVID vaccine. The new one that just came out.
You said my mom be on my top about that.
She's gonna be on your top at the conference, Free. I'm telling you.
I might bring my mom with me to the
You
Oh,
should
that'd be
bring her.
nice. Yeah,
You should bring
nice.
her. She'll love it. It's a really fun day. It's a lot of we're talking about a lot of serious issues, but we infuse a lot of fun into the day too. So definitely bring moms on. We'll take good care of her. We'll take good care of her. I wanted to know, how has your health and your health journey, how has it influenced your music? Has it had an influence on your music? If so, how?
I mean, most definitely, because the type of artist that I am, I talk about, the things that I've been through and, the things that I live. So, it's a huge part of my life now. So it naturally reflects in the music.
Awesome. And I also wanted to hit on the organ donation. I know you are an ambassador for, is it the National Kidney Foundation?
The National Kidney Foundation and Gift of Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you tell people? Because in the Black community, we I need all my organs just in case. A lot of that has been going on for years and years, but we know that organs save people's lives, So what would you tell people who are hesitant or skeptical about becoming a organ donor?
I mean, it's a huge misconception out there when it comes to organ donation. People feel like if they're on the list, that if something happens to them and they go to the hospital, like they just gonna let them die and take all their organs. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. When I sit in a rare place because I'm a kidney transplant recipient and I'm a donor dad. When my son passed away, his organs saved 4 lives. 2 people got his kidneys, somebody got his lungs, and somebody got his liver.
Wow.
And when I was in a hospital and my son was laying there, basically, a vegetable, and the people came to me and took me in a room and talked to me about that. If I didn't go through what I went through, and I didn't already have the experience of, someone's organ saving my life, I probably would have told them get out my face, because it's a very delicate time. When your loved ones is laying there, in a situation where they're still alive, but they might be brain dead, but their organs are still functioning, and we can use their organs to save other people. But they really can save other people. Like I said, my son saved 4 lives.
Wow.
So
Wow. That's
it's
deep.
It's definitely something to consider, man, because look at me. Like, I probably would still be on the transplant list if I didn't get this organ. And I was a part of a study where they gave people kidneys with hepatitis C. So they gave me this medicine called Maverick. You take a pill once a day for 8 weeks. So a person that has hepatitis C has all these millions of units of hepatitis C in their system. So before I went down for the transplant, they gave me the first dose of the medicine. And when I came up from the transplant, of course I had hepatitis C, but I only had 16 units of hepatitis C in my system versus all the units that a normal person with hepatitis C walks around with. Then probably by the second, third time, they screamed me, it was gone. I had a brand new kidney.
Wow.
So it's a lot of, now in 2023, I think it's probably like 30 clinical trials going on right now, and it's a lot of groundbreaking research and a lot of groundbreaking things that they're doing to save people and to help people at the early stages so they don't get to the situation that I was in where I needed to be on dialysis.
Wow.
So people gotta do their homework.
So Free, have you been like a spokesman? Have you been like a spokesman for recipiency, like for donation? Like the donors.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
I work with Gift of Life.
Nice.
I'm a spokesperson for Gift of Life. I work with the National Kidney Foundation, and then I have my own organization, Freedom Thinkers Inc.
Nice, bro.
Music, health, education, and culture.
Nice. Wow. Inspiring, bro. Wow.
We definitely gonna talk about that, but I gotta go back to this clinical trial. I didn't even know you was gonna drop a clinical trial on us. Let's talk about that, because a lot of times, again, in our community, we like, y'all tested us in Tuskegee experiment. Y'all did all this. We not doing no clinical trials. Y'all not testing nothing on me. And you were in a clinical trial where they gave you hepatitis C. And you had to take a medicine to see if it was going to work or not. Like, who does that?
Especially not in our community.
Somebody ain't trying to be on.
What you say, Free?
Somebody ain't trying to be on dialysis.
Right.
Dialysis is brutal. But alhamdulillah, I was blessed, to have relationships. I have a documentary that we're putting out. Shout out to Benny Boom. It's directed by Benny Boom. And we've been shooting it probably since about 2017. It's about my journey with kidney failure and everything that I've been through. And I met this doctor named Dory Sackett. He probably like the Jay-Z of transplantation. He's a man when it comes to transplantation. And he was like, besides this documentary, my goal is to get you transplanted. So when that situation, shout out to John Hopkins, when they brought that situation to me, the doctors that brought it to me, I really believed in them. Like, then they told me, like, we've done thousands of these already. Everything, like, they did the research, they showed me, they proved it to me. We've done thousands of these already. Everybody is cured. They even did one with somebody, like, they do so much groundbreaking stuff over there. Like, if you don't, like, if the kidney don't match you, they can get somebody else the kidney and give them the kidney and match you. It's a lot of wonderful groundbreaking things that they're doing over there. And I believed them. I believed that it would work, and it did. Faith, prayer. I took it to God. I prayed about it, because they told me it was a risk. Like, it definitely was a risk.
Right.
But alhamdulillah, it worked out for me in my favor.
That is incredible. So do you encourage other people to consider participating in clinical trials?
That's what I just said. It's 30 of them.
Crazy.
Wow.
It's like 30 of them going on right now, and it changed my life. Like, when I'm gonna break it. So I went and signed off on it probably like on a Tuesday. I've been waiting for 4 years for a kidney. I got one call. One day I was on my way to a Meek Mill rally when we were trying to free Meek Mill, and I was on my way there, and I got a call about a kidney, but it wound up not working out. And when they called me, I was crying. Like, I could it was so emotional. And I just felt so good just to get a call. That means I'm getting closer. Like, it means it might happen. But the reality is, people die on the transplant list. People go there 7, 10, 12, 15 years, So I went and signed off to be a participant. And like 2 weeks later, it was a Sunday. They called me. We got the kidney. Go to dialysis on Monday like you normally do. And then come here. I got it done at John Hopkins. I went to dialysis like I normally do. I got there at John Hopkins. I wound up getting the kidney probably like 5 in the morning the next morning.
Wow.
So
that's how you skip the line.
It started urinating. It started like,
Wow.
Everything was good. I'm ready to tear up just thinking about it right now. Like,
wow, that's deep.
Because that dialysis, like, you can live a successful life on dialysis, but the best thing for a person with kidney failure is a transplant, because it doubles your life expectancy.
You better know your stats.
Some days it's grueling, like being on dialysis. Like, somebody died next to me in there. Like, it's like being in the streets, bro. It's like you in the streets and you doing what you doing, and your homeboy get killed.
Right.
You doing the same thing.
You
like, that could be me. Like, so the person died next to me, I'm like, that could be me. Like, it's the same feeling. Like,
wow.
And then when you're on dialysis, you gain relationships with these people. And the day that I was there when somebody died next to me, it wasn't my day because I never missed a treatment. You can't miss a treatment if you're on the list because they might put you in the back of the list. You got to be
Right.
proactive. You got to be on top of your job. So I never missed a treatment, but that day I had to go the next day because I had like a show or something. So I went the next day. And, you know, luckily for me, I didn't have a relationship with that person because it probably really would have affected me. Like the people that I sat next to on dialysis was like my friends. Like we
Right.
talked, we shared books, like we talked about movies, we talked about life, talked about our children, like, you know. So
Right.
you know,
Wow.
it's real. It's really real.
Right. I can dig it, Fred. I mean, listen, bro. Like everything you saying, man, is inspirational. And we're gonna get together, man. We're just gonna start rounding brothers up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna start rounding brothers up, man. That's deep. And like you say, like it's a different lane. So, like you said, it's a fight for life. It's not a fight for platinum status or whatever, you know what I mean, accolades and nice things. It's a fight for life. It's a whole nother ball game, bro. Once you commit it, I say it all. I hear it all in your voice. Like I hear it all in your voice, man.
The form of dialysis I did, because there's a couple of different forms of dialysis. I did hemodialysis, and that's when you go into the actual dialysis center. It's probably the most safest because, like, it's a couple other forms of dialysis you can do, but you do them at home, and then like you gotta like you're not in a sterile environment. So I chose to do hemodialysis because I felt like it might be the best for me. I have someone that does that there that's going to hook me to the machine and make sure everything is clean. So I chose to do that one. That was the best. You know, and the process of hemodialysis, they stick you with two needles. One is called the venous and one is called the arterial. The first needle that they stick you with drains the blood out of your body, and it puts it in the dialyzer. And the dialysis does what your kidney do. It cleans the toxins and the fluid out of your blood, and then the other needle pumps the blood back into your body. It's 4 hours, 3 times a week. So
wow, draining.
Then they stick you with these big 15 gauge needles like this big. So before you even go in there, you got to put lidocaine on your arm because you want to numb your arm before you get stuck with those needles. One day I came off the road and I didn't have time to go home and put the lidocaine on my arm. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to be cool. Listen, I still feel it when they stuck me with the needles without the lidocaine. Yo, it was so
wow.
It was painful.
Wow.
It ain't no joke, man. It ain't no joke. So when you ask people about them clinical trials and about kidneys that might have came from somebody that was in the streets or with certain things that they had going on with their body, of course they're going to clean the kidney and they're going to make sure it's sufficient to go on your body, but they give you the warnings and they tell you about the people that the kidney came from. Some of them might have been on drugs, might have been in the streets. That was the situation with the kidney that I got with hepatitis C. It was from somebody that was using drugs and that was in the street.
Wow.
But I'd rather that than go through that. Like,
right. Let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
Right. You're playing with your life. Why not?
I got these world-renowned doctors telling me they did it 1,000 times before and I'm going to be good. So,
right. So you was already confident in your decision process and it was nothing, and look at you. Telling the world about it.
Yep.
Wow. It's deep.
Sharing the testimony. I want to just let any listeners know that one common way to develop kidney disease, which could lead to dialysis, 2 common ways, is having high blood pressure that's not controlled and having diabetes that's not controlled. And so those are the 2 things. And you don't need to have one of them. It could be one or the other. But when you don't take care of these conditions, they damage your organs. One of those organs that gets damaged is the kidney. And a lot of people that end up with kidney disease or they end up on dialysis, they had either high blood pressure or diabetes or both that they did not take care of. And I'm talking to Georgie Ming Jr. right now.
And that was me. That was me with high blood pressure and diabetes.
Wow.
When you got high blood pressure and diabetes and you maintain it and you take care of it, you're still at risk for kidney failure, but it goes like this on the slope gradually,
Right.
versus when you don't take care of it, then it goes straight down.
Wow.
So versus gradually over time, you
Mm-hmm.
take your medicine, you're still susceptible to it, but it's slow, it's gradual.
Yep.
Versus you're not taking care of yourself and straight down.
Yep.
Wow.
Shout
Wow.
out to Freeway for
Something that
knowing.
you didn't mention.
Oh yeah.
That is one of the something groundbreaking that they just discovered probably like a couple
Oh.
years ago, and everybody should get tested for it. It's the Apollo 1 gene. African Americans, Latinos, and people that's from different ethnicities, we can carry this gene called Apollo 1 gene, and it could lead to kidney failure. So they're
Wow.
testing people for this now. So if you do carry the gene, you can start getting treated. So you won't get to the place. You won't get to the place where I was at when you need to be on dialysis. So everyone that's on here, next time you go to your doctors, to get them to test you for the Apollo 1 gene.
Wow.
First of all, I thought I knew something. Freeway was like, "You ain't say nothing about this if you don't know nothing about it." And I know
that's major.
Apollo 1
you
gene.
You can tell the doctor fact check that in the back. Tell the doctor.
She will. She will. Right. Go to them real sources. Right.
Oh man, that's good. So
I just learned that though. For real, I was on a panel with Bear and the National Kidney Foundation one day. Then I was on a panel with a company called NefCure that do a lot of research on kidney health and stuff like that. And I just found out about that. I spoke at the Congressional Black Caucus. I think it probably was like a month ago or something.
Wow.
And they just opened my eyes to a lot of things. Like,
wow.
Amazing.
All right.
They had two brothers at NefCure. They had two brothers on the panel that had the Apollo 1 gene, and now they're being treated early so they won't be to the stages where I was at, where I had to be on dialysis.
So why you think we're not hearing about it though, Frick? Like why? What I mean, like.
I mean, we hearing. Well, I'm gonna do my best to spread the awareness, but
right.
It's something that's brand new. Like it's
okay,
like a year or two.
Okay.
Like people, and then
we don't go to the doctors enough.
It's money in being on dialysis. They look for people with kids. You might not even be ready to be on dialysis, and they'll put you on dialysis. It's big business.
Wow.
They go to them facilities, to them emergency rooms, and look for people with kidney issues.
Wow.
It's a business. When that chair is empty, they losing money.
They're losing money. Yeah.
Right.
So they not in a rush to tell you to get, like, I was proactive because when I got diagnosed with kidney failure, I was 37, so I was still young. I was proactive. I jumped up, did the workup to get on the kidney list, to get on the transplant list. It's people sitting in there don't even know they can get on the transplant list.
Wow.
They're not giving you this knowledge. They just hooking you up to that machine and give you dialysis.
Just basically waiting for you to leave here.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
They not giving that knowledge, and that's why we have to be proactive and we have to spread the awareness.
Yes.
Because,
it's up to us. We can't depend on them to save us. We got to do it ourselves. We have to do it ourselves. Absolutely.
That's why I was so vocal about my whole situation, because I was unaware that I had 3 risk factors. One being African American. That's a risk factor. Soon as I was born, I had that risk factor. The high blood pressure and diabetes, I had 3 risk factors, and I still didn't think it could happen to me. I wasn't. Nobody set me down and said, "Okay, you got these risk factors. You're going to have kidney failure in a couple of years if you don't do this and you don't do that."
Right. Wow.
I just want to give you a shout out for knowing every aspect of your medical conditions, paying attention. You had to be asking questions because they don't halfway tell you anything that's going on. So I know you only know this because you were asking questions and doing your own research. So that is huge because a lot of people just go to the doctors and they just do what they say, but they don't understand what's happening in their body. You broke down how
you gotta understand. I was one of them. Like I told you, when I first was diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes, all I did was take my medicine. Like I wasn't asking a whole bunch of questions. I wasn't too proactive about everything. And I was still taking my medicine, but then I went back to the same behaviors, eating what I want to eat and doing all this crazy stuff. So,
right.
I learned from my mistakes and experience. So it's important that we spread the awareness, and I preach prevention. So we could get at the people before they get to the state that I was at when I needed transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Parents and us as older people, we got them young kids. We need to start with them early, like
Yeah.
what they put in their body. Like instead of giving them a bunch of candy, give them fruit, give them things that's going to help better their body and make it a pattern, so they don't have these other bad patterns that they got to break out of when they get to a certain age.
Right. So by the time they get 20 and 21, they're already completing a healthy body and healthy structure, healthy mentality. Because it does stem from when we're young.
Yeah, like
we eat from the property store, we eat at fast food every day, and that's basically what kids is doing now.
Tell y'all the truth. I had a bunch of them rap.
He breaking up? Is he breaking up, Doc?
Frozen on my end, yeah.
You frozen, Free.
And 5G trying to push through.
It was frozen, Free. Can you hear us? He going in and out.
Yep.
Oh, man, he was getting ready to get a good one.
He was like, I got one last tip for
y'all. Wow.
This is crazy. I wanted him to talk a little bit about Freedom Thinkers Academy, but he could talk about it at the conference. It's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
We definitely hit a lot of important points. I hope that people have learned something. I hope people are inspired to do something. If nothing at all, get your behind to the doctors. Yeah. Get your screenings done. We don't know that you're sick if you don't get the test. There's no way to find out. And we don't want it to be that you find out when you're in the ER and it's too late. So please get to the doctors. If you don't have a doctor, you can go online in Google. You can write find a health center, and you'll get to the HRSA website. You can put in your zip code and you can find a community clinic in your neighborhood. So there are community clinics all over the country that will connect you to healthcare providers if you don't have insurance or if you don't have your own provider. There are no excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses, especially if you are in the Philadelphia region. They are all over the place. If you're not in this area, you're in a more rural area, then contact me. I will help you find somebody. But we have got to do this ourselves. We cannot depend on anyone to take care of us and to give us the information. We got to ask questions. We got to show up. We got to be informed. Freeway, I just wanted you to share some information about Freedom Thinkers Academy. What kind of health projects are y'all doing?
Well, Freedom Thinkers Academy is music, health, education, and culture. On the health side, like I said, I'm a celebrity ambassador for the National Kidney Foundation. I work with Gift of Life, and I travel spreading awareness about kidney health and prevention. I give lectures all over the United States about just sharing my journey and my story and just preaching prevention. On the education side, we have some STEM workforce development programs. Nice. We actually have a music engineering class right now going with OIC in Philadelphia.
Oh,
and
nice.
We have a phlebotomy course going right now with in Wilmington, Delaware, with the community education building. We're getting ready to graduate that cohort of students on the 9th next Thursday. So if y'all ain't doing nothing, y'all could come out to the graduation. It's gonna be lit. We graduated probably 6 or 7 phlebotomy classes, and this is the second music engineering class that we had going. And we have other things like medical billing and coding, and medical assistant. And the reason why I picked these medical fields is because there are fields that's high demand, and it's things that's near and dear to my heart. My dad had dementia. My dad passed away last year. He had dementia, and we used to always have somebody to come out and draw his blood and take care of him. So these fields that I picked are really near and dear to my heart, and the students could start earning money and taking care of their family and having a legit form of income. Like I feel like a lot of the reason why this stuff going on in these streets with these young folks is because they don't have a legit opportunity. So we provide them with these free classes. They take the classes for free. They get a certification, and then we assist them in getting jobs in that area. and with our partnership with OIC, some of the students between the ages of 18 and 24 can actually get paid for taking the class too. While
Oh,
they take the
nice.
class. So,
Nice. I went to OIC too. Wow, that's nice.
All
Wow.
right, we got alumni in the
That
building.
was wow. But I'm saying they ain't had these programs like this, Free. That's big, bro. That's big.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Thank
and I
you,
like how
man.
you took your experience and making it meaningful for somebody else. That's incredible. Creating jobs and all that. And we need men to do this stuff. We need men to become phlebotomists and to do
we had a couple men. Like the first class we had a male graduate. The second class we didn't have males in them, but I think it's a couple males in the class right now.
That's
so
good.
they starting to pop up.
Right. It's a good field though. It's a
Yeah.
quality field. You make
It's
a nice
definitely a
living.
good field, man. Because like my daughter passed away from cancer, so she was in the house with me, and we used to have the caregivers come take care of her every day. When my dad was on dementia, we had to have caregivers come take care of him all the time, and you really have to have a good heart for that job, man. Because like, it's sometimes I did a better job than them because it's my family and I care about them and I love them.
Exactly.
So
no.
It's and these jobs, you're earning an income, but you're also getting a blessing from God for helping people. So they're good careers to have.
Boy, you done turned into a disciple.
He the health coach. He the career coach.
Yo, hey,
He's putting bars in the studio. I think Dr. Thomas called you the Renaissance man.
Wow.
You really the Renaissance man.
Yeah, that's what's up, though.
Well, thanks for coming on to talk to us today, Freeway. We look forward to seeing you next weekend at the Healthier You Conference and hearing more to your story. It's going to be good. So if y'all have not registered yet, please get registered. You can go to healtheducatedinc.org, get your free tickets. Shout out to all the sponsors, Black Equity Coalition, Insight, and Laborers Local 413, all the organizations that have come out and made it possible for us to offer this amazing program for free to the community. Register. You have to register in advance, though. We cannot accommodate people at the door. We want to make sure we have enough food and supplies for everyone. You can go to healtheducatedinc.org. Thanks so much, Free, for coming through. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it to the graduation too, boy. I'm gonna text you.
All right, cool. Hit me up.
Okay.
All right, everybody enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm about to go back in here and finish laying them bars.
All right, go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Hold up, Les.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, Free.
All
right. Real quick, we just want to wrap up with where we're going to be this weekend. So there's an expungement clinic at Widener University on Saturday. We talked a little bit about who can come out. Who's the expungement
man. Yeah. I mean, the brothers that need some help. And I also know that even if you're not getting the expungement, there's going to be people there to help you with your situation. So they have lawyers there and people who can guide you in the right direction and just help you to get your things straight and in order and any questions you might have about the system. So it's not just expungement. It's also about anything that you need to know about the justice system. There'll be people there to help you.
And Health Educated will be there. We'll have a table. We're giving out free COVID tests. We always where the people are. So we're giving a free COVID test. We're also getting people registered for the conference. So come through, stop past our table too, please. Thank you. But I think that's all we got. Just make sure if you're planning to come to the conference, you can register healtheducatedinc.org. Get your registration in because we can't take any walk-ins. We look forward to seeing everybody. We'll check out our show next week, Thursday, 4:30, same time, same place, right here on cmpradio.net. Thanks, y'all. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100.